Simple and easy. Today's pissed off episode, in which I try to restrain myself from calling last night's Denver Pats loss a conspiracy, is brought to you by SeatGeek. You know they always allowed you to buy great tickets for sporting events and concerts, but starting right now, SeatGeek allows you to sell your tickets too. Check out SeatGeek Marketplace, a simple and easy way to sell tickets without getting hijacked by ridiculous after-the-sale costs that other sites charge. Go to SeatGeek.com/BS to learn how to buy and sell tickets on SeatGeek. Today's episode is also brought to you by MeUndies.com, our friends who created great fitting underwear that is 2 times softer than cotton. My favorite MeUndies product is called the Men's French Terry Jogger, the most comfortable pair of jogging pants I've ever worn. My wife actually makes fun of me that I never take them off. So does Tate the producer. Anyway, go to MeUndies.com/BS and get 20% off your first order. Shipping in North America is free. If you don't love them, your first pair is free. One more time, MeUndies.com/BS. And finally, today's podcast is sponsored by our Channel 33 podcast from the BS Podcast Network. Get pop culture takes from former Grantlanders Chris Ryan, Andy Greenwald, and Juliet Littman, as well as some occasional cameos from me. Tomorrow, Chris Ryan and I are doing a Channel 33 podcast about the movie Spotlight. Hear it right away by subscribing to Channel 33 on iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud, and we're off.
Yeah. Clear enough for you? All right. Yeah. Can you picture us rolling? Can you see me on? Is y'all ready for me?
I'm actually not as mad as I was last night.
Oh, come on.
I actually had to get off Twitter, which is very rare. I might just quit Twitter. What's the point of Twitter? I was so mad last night.
Everyone's taking a shot at you, right?
No, I didn't even look. I don't look at my Twitter replies. I was just mad. I didn't trust myself. I was really ready to go on like a 40 tweet binge. You and I had a bet. This is Cousin Sal, by the way. How are you?
What's happening?
We had a bet. We did the Pittsburgh adjusted line to 10.5, which somehow won, even though Pittsburgh decided to give up an 80-yard touchdown.
We almost lost it.
Yeah.
Landry Jones at the end, even. Yeah.
And then we had the Pats getting 3.5.
Getting 3.5.
So you were rooting for the Pats last night, a rarity for you.
I was, but a loss in overtime by 3 would have just been perfect, I think.
Yeah. But since you gambled on the Patriots,
right.
I mean, those calls were unbelievable.
Right.
I have to go back to 1976, the Oakland playoff game, for a more one-sided Pats game. I've never seen anything like it.
Wow, I love it.
I've never seen anything like it. I'm waiting. I looked on the internet. I wanted to see the Reddit thread or the blog post or somebody with just the 12 calls that the refs either missed or screwed up.
Right.
I mean, even the call when the guy came in, the offensive lineman, and they threw to him,
He's
and they
doing
got
the Carolla. He's patting his stomach.
And Correnti just won't give it to him, and then the other 11 people have to be like, "Hey, listen, he actually did signal that he went in." But I've just never seen anything like that.
Yeah. I love it. Can I just say, this comes on the heels of my team being eliminated for the 4th time this year, the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But it was Thursday, so it's sort of out of the forefront of my mind. But and Romo out for the year, the 2nd time, just a disaster.
And I'm complaining because my team's not 11-0.
But I could not get here fast enough. I camped out in your driveway. I've been here since 3:30 in the morning. So excited for this podcast.
Gronk got 2 offensive pass interferences.
So those are the 2 worst calls you're talking about, right? Gronk with the push off, which Collinsworth
those are too
said,
bad.
He extended the arm there.
Oh, please.
And
what
then,
about Chung in the end zone with a play that every defensive back does all the time?
That's the big one. Yeah.
What about the hold on the 50-yard pass that they said the hands to the face, but then if you watch the Caldwell TD,
right,
clearly on one of the replays, the left guard on Denver just goes total hand on the face to Chandler Jones. They don't call it. They were just picking and choosing which play, but somehow it was always against the Patriots.
Yeah.
What about when we recovered a fumble, but they called it a Denver ball?
Oh yeah,
guy comes out of the pile with the fumble. It's like, no, actually, I already decided because I could see through the 5 bodies that it was Denver's ball.
I love it.
It was just a classic. Like every time we had a great play or a big play or a momentum play or no, it's come back.
Yeah.
No, hold. No.
What about when you were up
interference.
21-7 and getting the ball in the fourth quarter and you muffed the punt and blew the game?
What about that was
God.
our 11th string wide receiver, and then they decided to replace him with literally nobody.
Can I say this?
They sent back the invisible man for the next punt. They were like, screw it.
Right, nobody was there.
Yeah, we're not doing this anymore.
You can blame me because I marked us off as a win. Up 21-7, getting 3.5 in the fourth quarter, getting the ball.
I know.
With 14 minutes left. I actually marked it on my stupid sheet as a win, and that you could blame me.
There was some shaky coaching by the Pats yesterday, to be fair.
Yeah.
Look, first of all, tell your 11th string punt returner, you're up 14, fair catch.
Yeah.
Don't make a play. We don't need you to make a play. Just catch the ball.
It's too cold.
It's snowing
We saw
out.
it on the
Yeah,
other
it's
side.
snowing. The fields where just catch the ball. Don't worry
no one
about
could
doing
see it.
anything. I had a long email thread with some of my Pats fan friends that if it ever goes out in public, it would be like the Sony hacking emails.
Really?
Some of the conspiracies we had. But 2:49 left. We get a first down with Gronk. Up by 4. So
people thought Kubiak was dumb to kick the field goal there to cut it to 4 rather than tie it.
Oh no, he was dumb.
Yeah.
He was 100% dumb.
Yeah, all right. I mean, after watching Mike Tomlin coach, it's hard to get angry at anyone else. But I see what you're saying.
For me, that's like you have to decide one way or the other. It's almost like blackjack. Am I hitting on a 12 against a 2, or am I just every time I'm not hitting that?
Yeah.
In that situation,
They're
the
at
game's
the 5-yard
over.
line or 7-yard
No,
line.
I think it was the 3 or the 4. But even if they don't get it, we're trapped on the 3-yard line with no running game.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm going to LeGarrette Blount's funeral on Wednesday.
Oh, stop. Did that happen?
His funeral as a football player, yeah.
Really?
It's over.
I didn't even read about that.
It's over. He turned into an offensive guard.
Well, how
3
many
weeks
carries
ago.
did he get?
I don't know. His new move is to casually tiptoe toward the line and then fall down.
Yeah, that
but
was
so
weird.
2:49 left. We get a first down on the Gronk play. And then if we hand the ball off there, the play ends maybe like 2:42.
Yeah.
So Denver calls timeout right there, or they just let it go.
Is this leading up to the Gronk?
Well, in first down they threw to Gronk, but I'm saying there's really no scenario there where the Broncos don't. Even if you just kneel and then punt.
And Brady's known to get 2 yards on the quarterback sneak, 2-3 yards every
Right.
time. So that might have even.
But we're basically giving the ball. If you just don't do anything, you're giving the ball back to the Broncos with somewhere between 120 and 150 left, and they have no timeouts.
You're blaming Brady.
No, I think what they should have done is done a little swing pass.
Yeah.
Keep the clock moving. But what happened? They go for the kill.
Right.
Denver, after going for Gronk's knees earlier in the game, they finally get him. They finally take him out. What do you mean, come on?
No one says that was a dirty. Brady didn't even say that was a dirty hit.
It's been happening for 4 years with the guy. TJ Ward got him.
Yeah.
That knocked him out 2 years ago. And then this year, the whole season. I've been tweeting and talking about it the whole season. Everyone goes for his knees. Nobody else can tackle him.
What are you supposed to do? No one can cover him.
Well, how about come up with a rule that prevents defensive backs from dive bombing somebody's knees when they're not looking?
I didn't see that as a
league
dirty
is
play.
We have 47 concussion protocols now, but it's okay to dive bomb somebody's knees.
I don't think it is, but I don't think that play. He was going after his knees there.
Yeah.
You'd think there were 2 players converging, trying.
He went right at his knees.
All right. So then, okay, but maybe.
If that had been Jason Witten in 2006, you'd be furious.
Well, we
right
get
now.
all this stuff. My whole team is injured. What do you mean?
I'm just tired of the dive bombing.
All right, maybe don't throw there on first down, trying to kill the clock.
Yeah, or a little screen pass.
Yeah.
Something. But Denver should have gotten the ball back. So we screwed that up.
Yeah.
And then, would you have taken the ball with the coin toss in overtime?
I think you
Would you
have
have
to now
punted?
with the touchdown rules.
You got no Gronk, though. I'm down to my second string tight end, my 4th and 5th string wide receivers, and James White, who's my backup running back, basically, who was just awful yesterday. By the way, I complained about the Deion Lewis thing for a month, saying that it was going to be important. You saw it last night. James White was terrible. And LeGarrette Blount, who died 3 weeks ago.
Right.
That's our offense.
That was
I'm going to punt
unfortunate.
and try to stop Brock
But Denver
Osweiler.
scored their first possession anyway, so what does it matter? I mean, they just ran running downhill in the snow.
First down throws to LaFell, pass interference not called. Not called. Go watch the tape. Go watch it.
I love
Unfortunately,
this.
nobody remembers because it was
this.
it was not even one of the top 10 worst calls of the game against the Patriots. But LaFell gets hooked, no call.
I hate that this vitriol is not even going to matter because the Patriots are going to get to and win the Super Bowl. But
No,
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
I was thinking of it actually. This is actually better than being 16-0 heading into the playoffs, because now if we go 18-1, it's the good 18-1. Mm-hmm. But then on top of it, we could say we should have gone 19-0, except for the game that was the WWE pay-per-view when the twin Hebners were refereeing, and we didn't get one call for 4 quarters.
I was going to send you a picture of Danny Davis, but I couldn't figure out how to attach it on Twitter. But yeah, the other.
Listen, I'm okay with a bad officiating job, but how do you have a bad officiating job where every single call favors one team, except for the play where Von Miller dived at Brady 5 seconds after he released the ball and speared him, and Correnti's like, I got to call that. I mean, he did spear.
Here's what I don't understand: how is Brady making these? He's arguing with Gronkowski gets called for the push off 20 yards downfield. Brady's arguing, he's like, no, he didn't push off. Like, what did you see? You're on your back 30 yards behind, and he did it again with the holding call too
on the 50-yard pass.
Yeah, it's like, what? How do you see everything? It's amazing.
Well, one thing that sucks about the new overtime rules.
Yeah.
And I knew that C.J. Anderson thing was coming. I was so scared of it because when Hightower went out, Hightower and Butler are the two best players in the defense. Mm-hmm. So Hightower goes out, Jared Mayo comes in, who he's lost 3 steps.
Right. And then
all he can do is basically run straight forward and on a blitz, but going side to side, he just can't tackle. That's why I texted you. I was like, we're screwed. Hightower went out. Mayo can't cover. Mayo can't stop the run. So you get around midfield, about 20 more yards, they have the field goal. So you have to move everybody up. And I'm just sitting there. It's 3rd and 1. I'm watching with my son who knows nothing. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying to him, like, if they're going to pitch to the outside, we can't get to the outside in time. This is going to be bad.
An audible, apparently.
How many overtime touchdowns have we seen when somebody's between the 40s, though? It seems like that happens
a lot now, right?
Yeah, because teams are like selling out to try to stop that 3rd down because they know if the guy gets it, they're basically going to lose anyway.
Right.
But yeah, that was a tough loss.
That was bad.
I'm glad the Bronco fans feel good about it, though. Congratulations. You beat our 2nd string, and you got 11 of the 12 most important calls.
You got Bill Simmons angry, which doesn't really happen anymore.
And you couldn't stop us down 3 with 1:09 left. The Brady's throwing to Scott Chandler, Brandon LaFell.
The Scott Chandler's spread out wide.
The dude with the dreadlocks, number 82. I can't even remember his name.
Bolden?
The wide receiver. We had guys in the game. Hench and I are emailing. Hench is like, I've never heard of this person. I've watched every Patriot game. We had guys that I'd never heard of before.
Right. I know.
And we still sent it to overtime.
I
thought it was one of Brady's great performances.
It was, and it was in the snow. It was good. You thought for sure, and especially when Gostkowski nailed that crazy field goal. You're like, you just can't lose. It was weird.
Has there ever been a kicker in the snow 47 yards that you just like, he's got this?
Since Vinatieri, I guess, but. Yeah.
Vinatieri, though, like 47-48 in cold weather was about his limit. Gostkowski had like
it gets
10 extra yards.
Yeah.
I kept waiting for Brock Osweiler to throw the terrible interception that should have been coming for 4.5 quarters.
Yeah.
Never did it. He might actually be pretty good.
I don't mind him.
He's better than Manning.
Good-looking guy, as you pointed out.
Handsome guy.
6'9".
Tall and handsome.
Maybe don't throw to Demaryius Thomas anymore. I don't know why he dropped 12 passes, right? Didn't he have like 12 targets? Caught 1. That was weird.
It's interesting. Some of those guys in that game, the cold weather, I think, really took them out. Like James White and Thomas just were like shells of themselves in that game.
Yeah, it was a strange game. Let me ask one question.
Yeah.
Are we sure the Patriots are good? I've been waiting, I don't know, 60 weeks to say that.
Well, we've lost 15 guys.
I know.
We lost 15 of our key guys. No, I think it's a fair question. Look at the end of that game. It was Scott Chandler, Brandon LaFell, James White.
Well, let me say 2 things that are going to make you, cheer you up. First of all, the Patriots always have a 10-day stretch or a 17-day stretch where they don't play. They're not themselves. And it's sort of around this time of year, right? Don't you agree? But they usually maybe lose 2 out of those 3 games. You really won all 3 of the games, but there's only 1 blemish against you there. In that bad 17-day stretch. 2, you play the Philadelphia Eagles, and we'll go over that spread in a minute. But That's pretty good. That's pretty nice rebounding material.
21-7, they're punting to us, and their offense has done nothing other than some 5-yard runs. Just tell the guy to fair catch.
We're getting 3.5, 21-7.
Harris. I didn't know who Harris was 2 weeks ago. The guy's trying to make plays at midfield. I don't blame him. He's trying to make a splash, but send that guy out there and be like, dude, you were not, just catch the ball. Right. Don't worry about anything else. If he catches the ball, the game's over.
Yeah. Don't worry. He won't be on the team tonight, tomorrow night.
I have they might have left him in Denver.
Yeah.
Belichick, the Gronk thing was all-time devastating in the moment. It just seemed like he was done. It's over. The Super Bowl defense is out the window. This whole season of people going at his knees. Somebody finally got him.
He was angry injured, like pounding, almost was going to punch a trainer in the face kind of thing. Like you thought, like, this guy doesn't come back for a while.
And then a couple straight weeks of just crazy calls going again. Like last week against Buffalo, we did the pod on Monday before that Buffalo game.
Oh, yeah.
The touchdown gets called back because the ref blew a whistle because he didn't.
Watch that. The D-back stops playing when the ball's in the air. You have to watch that.
All right, so a 40-yard pass gets called back?
And by the way,
what other team does that happen to?
Well, every other team. Come on. What are you talking about? But the point is, the real ruling on that should have been that they start the play over. The refs just felt so bad. They're like, come on, we're going to give you this plus 15 yards. Take this, Bill. Don't get mad at us. But, yeah, that was a bad whistle. And then the 2 seconds left you're going to talk about.
I'm playing all this up. I know. I'm fine this morning. The Gronk thing last night, I was absolutely catatonic.
He's not playing it up. He's really upset.
No, it's fine. You're gonna have games where 12 of the 13 most important calls go against you. It's gonna happen. It's football. But you just call it just blatant touch pass interferences and hands to the face that don't get called when it's the other team. Like that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Look. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, the Goodell finally won his appeal with the Brady thing last night. You won. Congratulations, Roger.
I think you actually won because
it's fine. It happens.
Have you seen the Monday night promos for the football game tonight with the Ravens and Browns?
And the Browns? That's a stick to ESPN.
It's number 57 slowly running out the tunnel for the Ravens, and I had to look it up. It's C.J. Mosley, who's a good player. And then you doing cartwheels in the background. It's I have to hand it to ESPN. They have a sense of humor about the whole thing.
So Gronk goes out, and my kids are they're frightened. They've never seen me more upset because they've never watched a game where like something really bad happened before.
Dogs hiding in the pantry.
I was so upset. And, I love watching Gronk, too. He's the most fun Boston athlete in a while. You love Gronk. The league's more fun with Gronk.
He's definitely good to have around.
So... It just seemed like he broke his kneecap or I couldn't tell because the angle, you couldn't tell if his leg just basically went the wrong way or what happened. But so now they're saying he could be back as soon as like even this week potentially. Yeah. My thing is like just take the 2 seed, just sit him for a month. Just fine.
You think so?
Yeah. You know what? I'd play Jimmy Garoppolo this week against the Eagles.
Wow.
How can anyone beat them for the 2 seed? The Colts at 6-5
for the 2 seed. So the Bengals have 2 losses.
Oh, I guess so. I did my math wrong. Yeah, Denver. Yeah,
but the Bengals are at Denver in a couple of weeks, I think.
All right. So as soon as they know they can get the 1 or the 2, I don't want to play in round 1.
Oh, come on, have some fun with it.
No. As soon as they know they have the 2 seed, I would shut everyone down.
Yeah.
Just go Garoppolo for 3 weeks.
That's a long stretch. That plus the bye is like a month off for these guys. Yeah.
Does it feel, I know we say this every year, but it really feels like there are more injuries than ever this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Like the Giants lost their 4 best offensive linemen now.
Jeff
and it's
Schwartz.
just typical. It's like you just go down the line. You'd be like, oh, the Rams lost Ogletree and Quinn. And you just go through and it's like everybody's gone. And I wonder why we even do picks anymore. Why do we bet? Why do we do anything? It's like this is such a crapshoot now.
Well, I can't make any money, it seems, on a Sunday, and yet I went 3-0 again on SportsCenter.
You did? What were your 3 SportsCenters?
Houston over to New Orleans, who's done. Some teams are just done. Let's just write them off forever. Like the Chargers were done, but they won. I had Houston. I had a teaser with Pittsburgh and Kansas City, which barely wins. And then I had the Vikings. That was a weak line. The Vikings are better than Atlanta.
That was the only line neither of us understood.
Yeah.
It seemed like that should have been Vikings by 3.5, something like that.
Yeah.
So you look at like this. So we got 5 weeks left.
Mm-hmm.
The only team, we crossed off some teams last week. Right. Somehow we can't cross off anyone in the AFC South other than Tennessee at this point.
Right.
And in the NFC East, that putrid Redskins team now has a share of first place, and it probably is in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Even the Redskins know that they stink.
Yeah. And the Giants are saying we took them for granted. I think that was a game where it was just like, all right, we've had enough. The Giants have beat us 5 in a row. They're not that great. Cousins is throwing the ball. Cousins throws the ball 35 times a game. I think he has like 2 interceptions in the last 5 games, and he throws 35 times. He's not like, 13 for 19 with an interception. He throws a lot, and they don't make mistakes. I don't mind them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not bad.
I don't mind them.
The Giants...
and the AFC South, I don't mind either now. I think that's a fun thing to root for, Colts or Texans.
I took New Orleans in that game because I didn't think Houston could score more than like 20 to 24 points. They got 24?
Yeah, it was 24.
But the Saints scored 6.
Yeah. That was it. The Texans defense is stepping up. That's a difference.
So where was the Texans defense when they gave up 48 points to Atlanta?
I was sarcastically tweeting about if J.J. Watt is still on the team. I remember week 3, and they're back now. They have a tough schedule, though. They're at Buffalo, and they have you guys play them, right? Patriots?
Yeah.
They might not be around long. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to watch football for like a month. I was really upset.
But he's okay. He's fine.
Might just watch hoops.
Oh, come on.
I just can't take it. There's so much at stake with this Pat season.
It's really
like
how many Super Bowls do you need?
It's like when Daniel Bryan, when he couldn't win the title because Goodell and the corporation kept screwing it up for him. They kept changing the rules, and the Money in the Bank guy would come in and take that, like Triple H would clothesline him when he wasn't looking. That's how I feel this Pat season has turned into.
And you're going to play the Redskins in the Super Bowl, and it's going to be fine.
But, that would be fun just from everybody getting completely bent out of shape about their nickname. I keep calling the Redskins. I had decided to call them Washington Professional Football Team.
Right.
And I'm so mad today that I keep calling them Redskins. Although I'm not really mad. I'm in a really good mood.
You're nuts.
Before we go to the Week 12 lines, finding shirts that look good untucked has been one of the biggest problems in men's fashion for years. Not anymore! Untuckit.com makes shirts that are specifically designed to be worn untucked. Impeccable craftsmanship and attention to detail makes Untuckit shirts the only choice for the untucked man. Visit untuckit.com and learn why GQ called these shirts perfection. You can even use the promo code BS15 for 15% off all your purchases. That's untuckit.com, promo code BS15. You're an untucked man.
I like it untucked, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a gut. What am I going to do? You're thin as a rail, though. What do you...
No, I actually put on 1.4 pounds over Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
That's low.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
It was good. We had a Thanksgiving. My wife ordered. She's somehow too busy to cook, even though she doesn't have a job.
Oh, really?
Which I thought was interesting. But she ordered all the food and somehow no sweet potatoes.
Oh, really?
I think that's my favorite side dish for
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. And we didn't have
potatoes. Yeah, we had plenty left over.
What would you rank the side dishes? Just in order of importance, what you need as a human being.
I think I think sweet potatoes over mashed now.
Definitely
Done right. And
stuffing.
I like a good stuffing with mushrooms. And I'm trying to think.
My point is, my sweet potatoes is the number one pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so
your shirt has to be untucked no matter what.
No question.
Yeah.
No question. What sucked about the Thanksgiving, though, is usually the football gives you an excuse not to talk to the people in the house.
Right.
Like, I got to go. The game's getting good.
Yeah.
2 blowouts.
Only the last one was good. And the last
one was at night. Who cares?
It was at night.
Yeah. What I need is a good game during the actual dinner that I can get away from talking to people.
And I blame Vegas for the Cowboys' loss and Tony Romo's injury here because they got the Panthers so mad by making that game even, and I think it ping-ponged to +1, -1 all week. But how dare you, Vegas, pretend that the Cowboys, my Cowboys, get them so enraged, the Panthers, to play, and that was the result right there. Now I can't even speak.
The Panthers might be good.
It might be.
No, I mean like
Are
really
we
good.
sure? Yeah.
No, like they might be. I watch them. I keep waiting for them to falter. I keep waiting for some sort of sign that it's a fluke because they have guys we've discussed that have been on our fantasy teams when things have gone horribly wrong. And it's like, oh God, I got to start Ted Ginn Jr. this week or Kotchery.
Yeah.
It's a whole team of those guys.
Right.
And somehow they're unstoppable and they score 30 plus points a game.
They have the
They
play
might just
where
be good.
the college play where he throws it, Cam throws it in the running back's gut and Stewart's gut, pulls it out if he has it, and that works for them and no one else, it seems, in the NFL. And I don't know. I think we have a bulletproof Super Bowl if Carolina or Arizona play your Patriots. I really do. I'm kind of excited for that.
It'll be like our second string at that point.
Don't make excuses yet. Not just yet.
How many injuries do I have to get up to before I make
Gronk will be
excuses?
100% healthy. And
Really, we had to lose Hightower too. Jamie Collins has just been I think Goodell has Jamie Collins.
Oh, does he?
They keep saying how it's like an undisclosed illness. They don't want to talk about it. People are wondering if it's a staph infection or whatever. I actually think it's like Quinn in Homeland when Quinn gets abducted.
Right.
And he's in some cell, just getting people are just taking turns beating him up. I think that's Jamie Collins.
That's it?
I think he's
Yeah.
in the basement in some New York NFL office.
You think Goodell's going to take off the mask and we're going to see he's playing left guard for the Patriots? See, like week 19.
Thursday night game, pretty good one.
This was
week.
a good one. Finally, Green Bay at Detroit.
I need a ruling. Can we officially call them the rejuvenated Lions, or do we need one more win?
It's weird to me, like the Lions and Bears. I was actually looking at their schedule to see if they can make the playoffs, and it's going to be tough. But
The Lions? Aren't they? What are they? 4-7?
they're 4-7. The Bears actually have a better shot at 5-6, even though it's not really a shot. But yeah, 3 weeks ago this game was played. We all had Green Bay on a teaser. We all lost, and now it's the rematch. What do you think?
Packers 3.5.
See, here's where the cheating comes in. I said 6. I went too high. I should be better at this by now. It's 3.5. You got it.
I don't think the Packers. That was a really bad loss.
We don't know what to make of them.
It's a bad loss on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Just not acceptable.
I think we talked about it. I'm going to say we talked about it last week.
We did talk about it.
How is this Packers offense? Forget, they don't have to score 40 anymore. If they score 27, they're going to win these games. And Devonta Adams can't get open. And when he does, he drops every pass. I just don't get what's going on. Lacey's fumbling. This isn't your dad's Packers.
And the Lions, Jim Bob Cooter came in. Vintage Cooter, I thought, on Thursday. Vintage Cooter. Came up with the earth-shattering brainstorm that Matthew Stafford should throw to Calvin Johnson a lot.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, guys, get in here. I have an idea.
Right.
What if we throw to Calvin Johnson, the best receiver of this decade, over and over again?
Yeah.
Do you think that'll work?
That was good.
Yeah. And around the red zone, maybe we'll throw to him every time until he catches it because he's 6'6".
I was playing against Stafford and Calvin Johnson in must-win fantasy games, and my week was done by 11:30 a.m. on Thanksgiving. But yeah, I don't get it with Calvin Johnson. And even with Sammy Watkins, I know these guys have been banged up, but you don't see them for 7 weeks, and then you hear the color commentary guy like, well, listen, that's just, these guys are just too athletic to cover. Like, they haven't done anything in 5 weeks. Why is it like that, where they can take off time like this? But
Well, Sammy Watkins went on vacation last Monday night.
is that what he did?
He went to Butler Island.
Right. That's, I guess, what it was.
Yeah.
Can't get 3 catches
He
from
had a
him?
little shack on Butler Island for 3 hours.
Yeah, I
he wasn't
guess so.
seen. Anonymous. He was hiding from the paparazzi.
I guess
Butler Island's been a good vacation destination this year for a lot of wide receivers.
Butler Island, a lot more desired location than Revis Island. But it really is going to be Butler Island now.
Belichick has this sixth sense of when to get rid of people.
Yeah.
They basically shed Revis and avoided that contract and knew Butler was ready to step in.
Yeah.
They shed Wilfork, which if you watched the Pats closely last year, you knew he was basically done. They replace him with a bunch of guys. Like they always know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they know to get rid of the punt returner who ruined my game last night.
He's gone. But
Harris.
there's no way. If we check Twitter, that guy's gone.
At least like he has to cry in front of the whole team. And say he's sorry.
I think it's better if you cry. I like it. All right, San Francisco Sunday. San Francisco at Chicago.
I don't care if we lose a game in which the league is clearly determined that they want us to lose the game.
Good.
That's fine with me.
Good.
That's fine.
All
We
right,
put up a
keep it
great
coming.
fight. You know what meant a lot to me was the 69-second drive to get the game-time field goal when they decided to run the clock off without telling Brady.
Which one? But they said they did the right thing there.
They did the right thing except for the part he thought it was a timeout and they never told him. He's sitting there at the line like he thinks it's a dead clock, and meanwhile 10 seconds run off.
Right. Well,
But hey, that was not one of the top 10 fishiest things about
who was
last
supposed
night's
to call
game.
timeout there? I don't remember that.
It was a timeout. It was a Denver injury timeout.
Oh, right.
They had some weird rule that
right.
I think I've heard of twice in my life.
Right.
And Brady thought it was a real timeout. They never told him.
When you're out of timeouts, but you have an injury timeout, you essentially just get an extra timeout.
If that was Brock Osweiler, the referee would have gone over and explained the rule to him for 45 seconds and been like, hey, listen, be ready when that whistle blows. You got to call that play right away.
This is great. I
Handsome
love this.
6'8" Brock Osweiler.
I
hope
love
the
it.
Denver lasses come at him this week and he ends up in
man.
some terrible. Is
love
there a
it.
Kardashian he can date?
No.
Is it wrong that I'm scared of Brock Osweiler? Can
Why?
Manning come back?
What do you mean? You're scared? He's going to come to your house?
I think he's raised the ceiling of their team.
Yeah.
Like the Broncos were a write-off. I was not afraid of them in the playoffs. And now I'm like, see, that dude throws a 50-yard deep ball. That's kind of nice.
I feel bad for Kubiak because Peyton Manning's going to he's going to force him to make a decision, isn't he? And I know everyone's talking about this.
Would you waive Peyton Manning right now?
Well, the thing is, he's not going to be any less injured than this in 3 weeks than he is in September 2016. So you kind of have to name Osweiler your starting quarterback.
If they find me a Broncos fan who wants Peyton Manning to come back and lead the team at this point,
Yeah.
everyone's in on
I
Osweiler.
know, but it's not that easy. You know, Manning's going to be a consultant to the team, and he's going to be side by side with Elway. Like it doesn't. You can't just
Manning's
cut ties with him.
they're dumping him. He doesn't get along with Elway. He'll be in like Tennessee or Houston or somewhere next year.
I don't know.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You read Peter King's column
Sure,
on Monday,
yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. Puts in a little tidbit about how Manning came down at halftime to go over some stuff he saw with Osweiler.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Why wasn't Manning on the sidelines? Maybe he could have helped for 3 hours instead of
didn't
just
get
for
that.
4 minutes.
I thought it was just during halftime they spoke, right?
But why not just be in the sidelines? Is it one of the
Right.
smartest football minds of all time? Kind of an asset on the sideline during your biggest game of the year.
Right.
He's just going into the owner suite.
Yeah. Well,
It's
he's
weird,
shooting
right?
Papa John's commercial in the first half.
Doesn't want to help out for 3 hours.
I don't know. You
One
think
more
he
thing
wants
I'm
him to
upset
lose,
about.
huh?
Collinsworth and I are.
You're breaking up?
Yeah, I put his stuff in a
He
box.
wasn't rooting hard enough for the Patriots for you yesterday?
That bothered me. I put his stuff in a box. He has to get it.
Oh, no.
He has to come get it when I'm not here.
Because he said Gronkowski
No, it's just
pushed
like
off.
he knows those calls were terrible. He's like, oh, I'm not sure if that. It's like, come on,
He didn't.
come on,
But
Collinsworth.
you know with him,
Don't
like-
be such a coward.
I like they'll show the replay and then there's like 5 seconds of silence. It's like,
I don't know.
that's it. That's all he's
I
going
don't
to say.
know. Gronk's had one offensive pass interference from 2011 to 2014 total. He's had 6 this year. I don't know.
These guys are not allowed to crap on the league. as
6
much as
offensive
we'd like
pass
to.
interferences.
Yeah.
That's a play that gets called 4 times a year until this year.
Right. I believe that was bad. I thought that was bad. I thought the Chung one was the worst.
You mean the one where we were already sacking the quarterback and Chung put his hand on
Yeah.
Thomas's shoulder for
Shouldn't
a
have
half
done that.
second that somehow messed up the
Should
play?
not have done that.
It was great. Look, congratulations.
You need to be concerned with Brady was taking some monster hits, even when he wasn't sacked.
I know. I didn't like that.
Monster hits.
I didn't like
legal
that at
and
all.
everything. San Francisco at Chicago.
Oh, we're going to the Sunday games now.
Yep. Full slate. I think we should hear the dog barking. That means we should.
Jesse's very
We should
upset.
take the underdog Niners here.
I had the Bears -7 over the Niners.
Yeah, you got that exactly. I said 6. I thought 7 was a little high.
I'm 2 for 2 today.
It is
Exact.
7. You're 2 for 2. You've focused your anger on the lines here.
Blaine Gabbert. I didn't listen to myself yet again, but a good example of like, oh, Colin Kaepernick, now Blaine Gabbert's in
Yeah.
there, and it's actually he's better than Colin Kaepernick.
And you realize how good
yeah.
he is when you have the Cardinals or anyone playing the Niners on a teaser, and you're just surviving. Blaine Gabbert's throw, and really Bolden ran a bad route at the end, like a 1 or 2 yards short, which is weird. And otherwise, they would have kept going. And that Quentin Dial helmet to helmet on Palmer.
Do we feel like this is the most backdoor covers we've ever had?
There's
or
a
like
lot.
teams favored by 7 to 11 that win but don't cover. It seems like we've had like 20 this year.
Do you mean like the Seattle? Oh,
Just
the
all of
higher
them.
ones. Yeah,
Like the Pats have 4 by themselves.
there's a lot. Yeah, it's fun. Oh, it makes it so good. All right, Baltimore at Miami. I hit this one exactly, so maybe I could steal one from you here.
The Dolphins, the first ever double cross off.
Yeah.
Got crossed off 4 weeks in, erased. The eraser got uncrossed, and
Have
then
they lost 4 out of 5 under Campbell now after being rejuvenated?
They fired the offensive coordinator today. I have the Dolphins by 3 over the Ravens.
All right, it's 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah, I think
Should the Dolphins be favored by 3, more than 3 over anyone at home? They don't even have home field advantage.
Not a home field advantage at all, but short week for Baltimore, I guess. And Jets at Giants. Technically a Giant home game.
I have the Giants by 2.5, and I think this is an extremely dangerous game for them.
You get this one. I said Giants by 3. Jets by 1.
Whoa!
6-5 versus 5-6.
So that's a Jets defensive line against a ravaged Giants offensive line,
I guess that's it.
right?
I guess that's it.
That is not a team you want to play with a messed up offensive line.
No.
The good news for the Giants is
weird
that
game.
6-10 is probably going to win the NFC East, so they can afford to lose this game.
Then, listen, if they decide to extend the season 2 games, if there's an 18-game season, the Cowboys can win this division at 6-12. I figured it out. I was up till like 2:30 in the morning figuring
Are you only 2 back?
2 back.
The Redskins are 5-6.
Yeah.
They're home, Dallas. Monday night.
Yeah.
So you could take that one. All of a sudden, you're a game back.
Yeah, I don't even want to have this
Redskins
discussion.
at Chicago. That's a tough one. Home for Buffalo. At Philly on a Saturday, and then at Dallas. You play them twice. You go 2-0 against the Redskins. You win the division.
Well, the Giants are going to have something to say about that. You were betting the Giants to win the NFC the other day.
Well, now I'm going to get
remember?
better odds. We never did it.
Giants now, I looked at it for Super Bowl. It's
They
28-1. So,
But they have tough games. Like they already have 6 losses, and they have the Jets this week with no offensive line. And then week 15, home for Carolina.
right.
And then week 16 at Minnesota.
That is maybe the toughest of the 3. Yeah.
I mean, that's at least 8 losses.
Yeah. Well, there's no wins for any of these teams on the schedule. You can't say, oh, the Redskins are winning this, this, and this. It's bad.
Meanwhile, the Eagles play at New England against our entire second string. And then a 3-week homestand, Buffalo, Arizona, Washington on a Saturday. And then at the Giants in week 17. I mean, they're still in it. And they got killed.
I guess
They
so.
got outscored 90-31 the last 2 weeks.
They give up 45. Well, we'll get to that line soon, but they give up back-to-back 45s. You can't be looking at the regular season, rest of the season, saying they're going to win anything. Here's go ahead.
I love Bill Barnwell. It's like family.
Sure.
He did this whole Chip Kelly the GM hurting Chip Kelly the coach thing, which I'm not against because Chip Kelly the GM was terrible.
Right.
But let's not lose sight of how bad Chip Kelly the coach has been.
Sure. Yeah.
Like their defense can't cover. Have you ever seen a defense just give up
no.
more passes over the middle and long and deep, and like they're a disaster?
How about this? Maybe
He gets accountable for that.
Abandon the hurry-up offense when you see how poorly your defense is playing. Right?
Yeah.
You got this hurry-up offense that's going 3 and out every time with Mark Sanchez, and that defense is on the field, and they're like, yeah, we gave up 45 points because the offense ran 8 plays today.
Systems don't work in the NFL that you just stick to with no variance at all. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know what the New England Patriots, the 10-1 New England Patriots do that could be 11-0 if 12 calls hadn't gone against them last night. Other than cheating, every week new game plan. No
Is that
system.
what it is?
Yeah. Just looks at whatever the team that's coming, comes up with a game plan for
And
them.
it's funny because even their fans thought it was going to be just LeGarrette Blount all day, right?
Well, we didn't realize he died 3 weeks ago.
See, that's the thing. They really hide the injury reports. When a player dies,
That should be on the injury
he
report.
should have to put it on there.
You
That's
got to report
ridiculous.
that.
Yeah.
That somebody's just dead.
That's crazy.
Not since, Corey Dillon in 2005 was pretty bad. Marion Butts really was the all-timer. Parcells brought Marion Butts in the mid-90s.
Wow.
And
Old
we got
Charger
him
back.
maybe 4 years too late. And he just ran into the line and fell down for an entire year. And everybody was going crazy about it.
That was it.
But that's what Blunt's doing now. It's like, what happened to the guy who it took 4 guys to bring him down? Can that guy come back?
Yeah. He'll be back, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, Tennessee.
I can't believe we're going to be a 3 seed. I can already feel it.
Oh, stop it.
God damn it.
We're 11-1 after this week.
We're going to end up 12-4 with a 3 seed and hosting the freaking Jets in week 1 or round 1.
I hope it's the Patriots. I hope it's the Steelers.
With our 29th offensive line combination. Congrats again to Goodell. What's this next game?
Jacksonville at Tennessee.
Jacksonville at
This is my
Tennessee. I have the
favorite podcast.
Titans by 2.5.
Yeah, you got. Well, how did you get that? That's ridiculous.
Why?
I had to pick them.
The Jags are favored by 4 in Jacksonville, so you figure it's 3-point for the home team, and that means nah.
Tennessee's 2-9. All right, and Jacksonville was bad too.
If I'm Tennessee, well, I guess that there's no tried and true number 1 overall pick, right? In the NBA, Tennessee would be tanking.
Yeah. Thing is, these coaches are just come and go. You know, they're just going to be gone. I don't know how much you.
Barnwell had a good idea. Here's a positive note on Barnwell.
Mm-hmm.
Really good idea about Philly trading Chip Kelly to Tennessee.
Oh. Could Chip Kelly arrange for that, being the GM? Could he trade himself?
He'd trade himself. What if you're Tennessee? What would you give up for Chip Kelly? Or are you convinced he's not a pro coach?
I don't know. Tickets to the AMAs?
7th rounder?
Yeah.
6th rounder?
Yeah.
Take a year flyer on him?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know about that guy. Is he definitely a genius? He's a genius.
Oh, definitely not a genius. No.
All right.
We've established.
Yeah. Go back to college.
Not a genius. Although, got an unbelievable Nick Foles performance.
Right. That's true.
And Nick Foles now isn't a professional quarterback anymore. Did you see those passes he threw yesterday?
Yeah, it's bad. Those picks.
One of those passes was one of the 5 worst passes in the history of football.
Right.
It was up for 10 seconds.
Right. I think concussions are maybe contagious. I don't know. Do you have to get knocked down? I
think last night's Pats game gave me a concussion.
Yeah.
I took myself out. No, I reported myself. I reported headache symptoms.
The Simmons injury report. I love it. All right, Seattle at Minnesota. This is a good game.
Vikings by 2.5.
All right, I said Vikings by 4 because they are a better team. I think a good deal better than the Legion of Boom bust of Seattle. And it's Vikings. I'm sorry, it's Seattle by 1.
Wow.
And it was Seattle by 1.5. So you're going to get that.
And very quietly, Seattle is kind of coming on. They beat the Niners and they beat the Seahawks, and their offenses. I mean, they beat the Steelers, and in the Cardinal game they put up 32. Right. Although a couple of those were defensive, but they're scoring points. Now, the Jimmy Graham thing, is that going to matter? How much is that going to matter? Yes, it didn't feel like they said yesterday during the Steelers game that he was like 6th in receptions for tight ends, which I was like, wow, 6.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It seems like they never threw to him.
I know. I wonder if he's just him being there makes a difference, but I'm worried. Their defense is bad. It's still at 456 yards passing against them.
That is bad.
200 to one guy. Like, I don't know.
You know what's interesting? Sherman was really good yesterday.
Yeah.
Sherman and
That's
Antonio
what I mean.
Brown
Like,
was a battle. But everyone else
yards,
sucks. Yeah.
And they still didn't go to Antonio Brown. Like, I think like 50 yards. It's weird. But this Vikings team, that defense is very solid. I think people got thrown off by that Packers game. But Anthony Barr punching out balls and monster sacks. That Everson Griffin just like swinging guys around. I like that team.
Martavis Bryant is Odell Beckham Jr. without the New York media and the press behind him.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
That guy makes just as many. Beckham makes the spectacular YouTube catches, but I'm just as scared of Bryant when I watch those games. I mean, yesterday we bet on the Steelers, but
double covered a lot.
That guy is the fastest guy in the league.
Yeah, they're good.
Lightning. They're really good.
Are they not going to make the playoffs? This is amazing.
They might not make the playoffs.
All right, Houston at Buffalo.
Hold on, Steelers 6-5. Indy Sunday night at Cincy, home for Denver, at Baltimore, at Cleveland.
It gets a little easy towards the end, but
that's either 9-7 or 10-6.
I just feel they could score every time they go. They're up and down the field every time. Don't you? Like,
and how does D'Angelo Williams? How is he not a starting running back?
I know. That was a pickup.
How do you just have that guy on your bench as your second stringer?
It's too good.
He's 200 times better than LeGarrette Blount.
Well, he hasn't died yet. It's a lot going on for him. Houston at Buffalo.
I like this one. Is this a loser leaves town match? No?
Well, no, because Indy's probably going to lose to Pittsburgh, so Houston will still be.
Are we sure? What if Roethlisberger doesn't play?
I think he's playing. They're saying that it wasn't even a concussion now.
What are they saying?
Well, he was dizzy coming off the field, and it didn't come from a hit.
I was dizzy after the Pats game. I have Steelers by 5 over the Colts.
Steelers? What? Oh, I thought we were doing Houston Buffalo.
Oh, I screwed up. See, I told you I was dizzy.
Houston at Buffalo.
I had the Bills by 3 over the Texans.
Yeah, you're gonna get. No, we split it. I said 4, and it's 3.5. The Bills showed me a lot there. I thought, I thought like we had the Chiefs in the adjusted line, and I said, oh man, we might be in trouble. They got down 10-0. I was like, this could be one of those games where they just don't score. Yeah, and, they did. He throws long now.
Tyrod
Smith. Oh, Tyrod. Yeah.
Oh, you're Alex Smith. Yeah, he does. He throws deep.
They haven't had a turnover since week 3.
Well, you said the Bills showed you something, so the Chiefs showed you something.
The Chiefs showed me something. I'm sorry, yeah.
Because both teams showed me something in that game. I was impressed by the Bills were able to move the ball a little bit. They're having really bad luck with their running backs. They can't get Carlos Williams and McCoy to just play 4 quarters together. Right. Now Williams is out again, but
I thought Tyrod Taylor after that Monday game, it looked like he wasn't going to raise his arm at all. I know. Right? You think he was playing that up? I don't know what was going on there.
I think probably just got his... Probably just ached.
Stinger or something.
They just shot him up with something. It's fine. Yeah. Take this, Tyrod. It'll be great. Don't be intimidated by this 8-inch needle.
Arizona at St. Louis.
Who do you like more, Chiefs, Bills, for playoff purposes?
Chiefs.
I like the Chiefs too. Rex in a playoff game, Rex will shoot them in the foot. He'll get them too fired up. They'll have their usual 12 terrible penalties, and
I think the two. Okay. If it's Chiefs Steelers, I don't think the Steelers in that 6th spot now. I think it's probably the Jets. But if it ends up Chiefs Steelers, I think they're better than the division winners, the corresponding division. winners at 3-4.
We could have 2.
Even Denver, even better than Denver.
No, Osweiler's pretty good, man.
Nah,
I was like semi scared of that guy last night. Hey, speaking of scared, it's the holiday season. You know what that means, Sal?
What? You're scared?
No, the holiday season means more robberies. That's what happens during the holiday season. Robbers love the holidays. They want to break into your house. They want to steal cash, jewelry, maybe even your wrapped Christmas gifts.
Oh.
They'll do that. You know what's sad? So many people try to protect themselves with home security systems and end up getting ripped off. They write huge checks. They sign long-term contracts with no way out. And they still get ripped off. Well, Simply Safe is different from those companies. No sales pressure. No gotchas, no long-term contracts. Won't take you months and months to get your home safe and secure. With Simply Safe, you'll get 24/7 protection for just $15 a month, less than half what most companies charge. Even better, I love when you nod at me during this.
I like it.
Even better, you get their award-winning professional monitoring, and you get to keep your wrapped holiday gifts.
Well, that's nice.
Safe and sound, not just Christmas. Notice I said holiday because I'm accounting for Christmas and Hanukkah. Protect your home for the holidays with an alarm I trust. Visit simplysafebill.com and get an exclusive 10% off just because you listen to my podcast.
Bring it on, robbers. I should give your address here. Let's see if they can break in.
That's simplysafebill.com. All right, back to the lines.
Arizona at St. Louis. This is one of their losses, right? Back when St. Louis was a real team.
I don't know. I think the Rams. Do you have a team every year that costs you the most money? That should be an award. They should hand that out at NFL Honors. The Rams have cost me the most money this year.
Yeah.
The money we put down on them to win the NFC, which was basically set on fire. And then just over and over again, I've been wrong.
Yeah. So they're a cross-off. I don't think we officially crossed them off.
No, they're crossed off. Yeah, let's cross them off.
All right.
I have Cards -7 over the Rams, and I'm going to parlay the Cards with Jeff Fisher getting fired before week 17.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Before 17.
Yeah.
I had 7.5. I went too high. You went too high. It's 6.
No, but I still get it.
You get it. And that's a teaser game, right?
Jeff Fisher is proof that when you've been a 500 coach for more than 12 years, it's probably a bad sign.
Yeah.
He's been a 500 coach since like 2004.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, something
Why don't you make
maybe
up
even
a
less.
bad record for him, and then they'll fire him? They'll have no choice.
Oh, like I did with Wisenhunt?
Yeah.
I couldn't add.
Dude,
I can't add.
I think he's 3-75 in the last 18 years or something.
It's something like that.
Do
They've
your
lost
thing,
4
St.
straight though.
I want this team to move to LA.
The Rams?
Yeah, of all the teams, which one would you want?
The Rams.
The Rams, right?
Yeah.
The
Well,
old LA
also
Rams.
because they were here.
Yeah.
It feels okay. It feels like a divorced couple getting back together.
Right, yeah. I want the Rams to come here.
I'm trying to think of a divorced couple we know that would want to get back together. Jimmy and Gina?
Yeah, I think they would come back. Carson Palmer 22-4 the last 26 games.
Wait, can you've been cheating on me by going to Carolla's to watch football.
You got to do it. You have to come over.
I saw a picture. You were there last week.
It's the best
Or you were
museum
there
in
yesterday.
LA. He's got 35 cars.
I might go on Sunday.
Okay, good. Let's get it together. It's fun.
What is his state of sobriety midway through the second set of games?
I'm getting like death threats from Carolla.
What do you mean?
Listeners, like, you guys crap on Carolla all the time, you and Simmons. It's not fair. Hey, Adam, you hear what they're saying about you?
Who says that?
I don't know. Just people who listen
Adam's
to both
our
of us.
friend. We're
We
allowed
love
to make fun of Adam.
Of course. I say it to his face all the time.
Yeah, what have we said on the podcast that we wouldn't say right to him?
Exactly. We have a good time. He was pretty sober this weekend. He was all right.
He bet on the Pats to win the Super Bowl, and we've had like 7 injuries since that happened.
It's been bad since.
Yeah.
You can blame him.
Well, I'm gonna come. I want to see this whole set. How many? What
You're
are
gonna
the?
go nuts.
What are the over under on Carolla lackeys that are there?
No,
How many
it's not
lackeys is he up
No,
there?
it's just a couple. but
Just a
they're fine.
couple?
Yeah, that's good.
Like 3?
No, not even.
What kind of food is there?
Well, we ran it, and he's going to use this on his podcast for, I'm guessing, at least 40 minutes. But he said, don't bring any food. I have leftovers from Thanksgiving. Don't bring any food.
Oh,
of
classic
course,
Carolla.
Yeah. So he does bring all the food, but then his kids are there. Adam, and Lynette, his wife, goes behind his back and orders pizza for everyone. And he's going just berserk. He's
Oh,
like,
that she
she
spent
hates
extra
money. My wife hates money. Why does she hate it so much? Kids will eat whatever you put in for. She's like, oh, they're done. They're done with Thanksgiving leftovers. Like, kids will eat whatever you put in front of them. If they're
That is
hungry,
true. Kids
they'll
are
eat it.
animals.
They'll eat it. Oh, so he's beside himself.
She got some more Springsteen time. I saw
She did? Yeah.
on Instagram. She went back for some sort of event. Multiple Springsteen.
Relentless.
They're gonna have to keep her out of that SNL on December 19th.
Oh, is that what it is?
Tina Fey and Amy Poehler hosting, and Springsteen
good.
is the musical guest.
She's getting in.
She's getting in somehow. It's gonna happen. Maybe even disguised as Tina Fey with
You have to
glasses
come.
and a wig.
You have to come.
I'm gonna come next week,
Good.
and then I think I'm also due to go on his podcast or vice versa. I don't know how that hasn't happened yet. Because it's not like I can get fired.
No,
The danger with the old podcast was like I really got in trouble. The one I went on when I was in ESPN in 2009, and he ends up in a whole thing about what it would be like if your daughter was in a Bukkake film, and would that be the worst case scenario for your daughter, or was it like some other scenario?
Really?
And he's like, I really think it would be just if somebody just over and over, money shots over and over again, like just a series of that. And I'm just sitting there like going like, I'm gonna get fired.
The mouse didn't go for that.
They weren't happy. They were not happy with
Well,
that.
he is.
I actually was not allowed to go on his podcast anymore.
You'll be happy to know that he's cleaned it up considerably.
There's no way he's cleaned up anything. What are you talking about?
Atlanta, Tampa Bay.
Atlanta at Tampa Bay.
This is loser leaves town, I think.
Yeah.
Well, what does it matter? Yeah.
I want to believe in Tampa Bay. And
I know.
like Sunday was the game to really believe in them, and they couldn't pull it off. I have the Bucks by 2 over Atlanta.
I said 3, and it's 2.5. So what? We split that, right? You're gonna kill me.
They lose to Matt. They scored 12 points against the crappy Colts, and they lose to Matt Hasselbeck.
Game.
Is Matt Hasselbeck like the 9th best quarterback in the league?
We might see Matt Hasselbeck and Landry Jones this week, right, for the NBC game.
In all seriousness, would you rather have Matt Hasselbeck or Matt Ryan if there's a playoff game and your life depended on it?
I'm starting to go your way a little bit on this. We did this last week, and you dragged poor Tate into it. He had to
Sorry,
take your
Tate.
side, but Matt Ryan has not been good. 10 interceptions last 6 weeks or something. Just can't move the ball. And Julio Jones is just a par player right now.
You think he's checked out?
It just doesn't make their stats don't make sense. Like Devonta Freeman's back up there, he had 100 yards. Not bad. Coleman. All right, Cincy at Cleveland.
I like the Bucks. I'm just shorting the Falcons.
Yeah.
Just shorting them.
Why not?
Disappointing performance by them this season.
Why not?
What's the next one?
Cincinnati at Cleveland.
Oh man. This
was a
is yet
blowout.
another. I'm going to take the Bengals, and they're going to win by 1 point less than whatever the line is. I have the Bengals by 8.5.
This was a Thursday game. You get this because I had +9. It's 7.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Wow, you're killing me today. I had to do this for you.
I had to cheat because we got cheated last night, so I
Didn't
cheated
they,
on all the lines.
Didn't they play the Thursday night game and they got destroyed? Why is this so low? 7.
I
Short
actually
week for
took a
Cleveland.
pill to eliminate all the Bengals-Browns games from my memory.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that
This
a
was
while
bad
ago. It was
Thursday night
good.
game.
I can't remember anything.
All right, here's another weird line. Kansas City at Oakland.
Chiefs -3 at Oakland.
Why so low? Yeah, you get this also. I said 4. It's 3.
Oakland's a little
It's a good
frisky.
week for you.
Chiefs aren't great secondary.
No turnovers since week 3. Denver at San Diego. These are the late afternoon games. Sorry, starting with Casey at Oakland.
Denver, San Diego. My man Brock Osweiler. Mm-hmm. That 6'8", strapping, handsome Peyton Manning job stealer. Mm-hmm. I have him laying 5 to San Diego.
I said 5 also. Only 3. Another fix.
Can we set up Brock Osweiler with Kendall Jenner in the next 3 weeks? Can somebody make that
You think
happen?
so?
Yeah.
He's too pale. She'll never go for it, right?
Yeah, maybe she'll be
He doesn't
like,
have a dollar sign in his name. It's not going to work. She'll never go for it. Carolina at New Orleans.
Panthers by 7. I went too low.
No, you went right on. I said 8. I thought about this a while. Let's sit back for a second here. It seems like there's a couple teasers we could make here. Saints aren't beating Panthers, right? 10 days to prepare for that defense.
Cards is a stay away because the Rams play well 3 times a year.
think
That
so?
looks like one of them. Yeah, I think
We're
that's a
done
stay
with
away.
the Rams. Are you kidding me? They already lost to the Rams. All right.
Bears, are we allowed? I forget where there was a law passed a couple years ago that said you're not allowed to tease Jay Cutler. I can't remember if that was repealed.
San Fran's not as good on the road, but yeah.
Let's go against Frisco.
And what about
We'll
Cincinnati?
go
You just
Frisco and Lina.
Yeah, Carolina and Chicago. I mean, yeah.
Tate,
I like
do you
that.
care that Carolina's good, or people in Carolina don't support the Panthers? Or how does that work?
Oh yeah, people love the Panthers.
Okay, people
They're
love the
excited.
Panthers according to Tate.
Well, this is the best teaser game on the board anyway, so I should have waited. Philly,
Who does Sean Payton coach next year?
I don't know. Maybe
If
he
I'm
goes
Sean
to
Payton, I want to
Tennessee.
coach the LA Rams.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
And I
he
take
could do
Drew
that.
Brees with me.
Yeah, talk about divorces.
Like a Pacino, Jamie Foxx, end of any given Sunday type of move.
They need a divorce in the worst way, the Saints and Sean Payton. That's not happening.
That's another team that Roger Goodell destroyed. The Saints fans know what I'm talking about. What up, Nola?
Wow.
You know what I'm talking about.
Philly at New England. I saw this line pre-Gronkowski.
Oh, see,
think
I
it
don't.
matters.
Is Gronkowski in this line? I mean, it's almost like we should cross this line out.
I said let's say
I had
he's
the
playing.
I had the
Let's say
Pats
he's
by
playing.
8.
8.
Yeah,
8. He gave up 45 2 weeks in a row.
we've Scott Chandler.
All right, this is
Dead
great.
LeGarrette Blunt.
This is
James
probably-
White.
This might be how many years we've been doing this?
Brandon LaFell.
This might be our biggest discrepancy ever. I said 17, and I wasn't even kidding. And it's right in the middle. It's 13.
Did people see the team we had out last night?
45 points twice.
How many times can we run the wheel route for Scott Chandler?
A lot. You'll see. Against
That's a
this defense,
ridiculous line. We
you'll
should not
see.
be favored by 10 over
You're
anyone if Gronk's
crazy.
not playing.
We're teasing this. Who even gets that? I said 17. I get it. I had 17.
Well, they better revive LeGarrette Blunt.
Indi-
He was buried alive 3 weeks ago. We're going to dig him out.
Sunday night, Indianapolis at Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh by 5?
I got this exactly. I said 6. That's our teaser, right?
I don't know,
They can't
Al.
keep losing these.
I mean, there's Von Miller. He just hit Brady with a 2x4 17 seconds after he released the pass. No call. I don't know,
There was
Al.
a call on Von Miller.
I
They
don't know,
called that.
Al. Patrick Chung touched somebody with his finger 48 yards away from the play as the quarterback was getting sacked. I don't know, Al. That could go either way. Collinsworth, grow a sack. Jesus.
Listen, we haven't laid into Mike Tomlin
I'm the
enough.
all-time Collinsworth defender, but
Yeah.
really,
I know.
don't watch that and not say anything, Collinsworth.
He hates my team too, but I
My
love
God.
him. Mike Tomlin, I think he's losing his mind. Like that, I think like Belichick is the only coach that you know what he's going to do in a certain situation.
Yeah.
Like that's nice. Like you know how Howard Stern feels about this. That's why people are comfortable with him. You know, like, but Tomlin up 16-14 goes for 2.
It was and then the announcers defended it.
Right.
That's what he does.
Right.
It's like, what?
Okay, that's
Nobody
what he does.
that.
The next time down, or 2 drives later, 4th and 2 from the 3, he kicks a field goal.
Yeah.
So he'll take 3 points from the 3-yard line, and 2 from the 2-yard line, but not 7 for like it's with the same chance. And then like then he fakes that field goal on 4th and 2 with Jarvis Landry Jones throwing to number 78. That
78 was open, though. He had the coverage he
was
wanted.
Open. They waited 10 seconds to snap it. So it was like, all right, everyone got their man? Okay, let's do this now. No way we're getting 2 yards with LeGarrette Blount.
Tomlin, I really enjoy Tomlin's
Williams.
coaching unless you've wagered on him. Because when you've wagered on him,
Yeah.
it is really like playing blackjack with some random dude at the table who's like,
Right.
I'm going to split tens. It's like,
Right.
what? What are you doing? You're not allowed to don't do that. Well, technically you're allowed to do it. He's like split tens.
Yeah, he's splitting
Double
tens.
down on weird stuff, like taking a hit on 18.
So bad.
Mike Tomlin, drunk guy at a blackjack table.
I don't know what it was. That's bad.
Cut him off. Turn the overhead camera on.
It was really like, we're going to blow this. We have double digits on a adjusted line parlay here, and he's going to blow this somehow.
Al, I don't know. Tomlin just went for 2. Up by 2 with a minute left. I don't know, Al. I don't know.
I think we win with Carolina-Pittsburgh teaser. I'm saying that now.
It makes me so mad that the Colts are somehow over 500 with just a series of garbage wins.
Yeah.
Although they look good yesterday. I'm happy for Matt
They
Hasselbeck.
look okay. They're playing defense.
Yeah.
Dallas at Washington. You won this week.
Who's your quarterback?
Landslide.
Castle?
It's Matt Castle. Remember he went 11-5 with the Patriots?
Yeah, it was 2008. I'm going to say the last time Matt Castle went 11-5, Carolla was doing radio with Danny Bonaducci.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what it was, right?
Way back. Washington professional football team by 6.5 over
Ooh.
your Cowboys.
I get this. I said 2 because there's a definite Vegas bias no matter who's playing for the Cowboys. It's 4.
Matt Castle's only getting 4 points in Washington against a pretty good defense.
Right.
That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. Washington, maybe too much partying after this victory yesterday. I don't know what. I don't know the sense in that line either.
What are the odds of somebody just completely melting down on the Dallas sideline in one of the worst ways possible? Is Dez favored over Greg
Maybe
Hardy?
if I could get on the sideline, the odds go down considerably.
Is this the game you're going to?
No, I'm going against the Jets, December 18th, 19th.
You're still going to go to that?
Jimmy's coming with me.
Is he really?
Kimmel, yeah. We have plans.
You have plans?
We're going to hang out with the players.
You're going to hang out with the players?
Fun. Now it's fun, yeah. I don't want to say much. By the way, I felt bad, but the Romo, like, he doesn't practice Wednesdays. When you play Thursday, it's always going to be a rough thing. Like, it happened last Thanksgiving, too. I don't even want to talk about it.
There's been some, it might be over for Tony.
Yeah. I still think we can get to the Super Bowl next year.
He's 36.
I really
and
do.
he's broken his clavicle 47 times.
I know all about it.
You know, the big winner if he retired, I know it would hurt.
Who is it?
TV viewers.
Why?
I think he immediately takes Sims's job.
Oh.
Don't you think? He could be the number 1 color analyst for somebody.
I think he'd do like a studio thing first.
You
I
think so?
Like a Fox, yeah. Between
If you were
and
him,
me,
what would you do?
Let's not let this get out, but I could see him doing like a Fox studio thing.
Fox TV.
No, he's got a few years left. Let's not say that. But listen, I do want to tell you, if you don't want to watch this Monday game, if you're sick of Dallas rooting against them or whatever, there's a new show on Spotify. It runs on the Spotify app. Yeah. It's weird. I don't want to get into Carolla territory, but it's softcore porn. It's called Farmer and Adele. And it's a weird thing. She's in this remote place in Nebraska, and this farmer's like the only one who could supply eggs, and she wants to sing for him, but that's apparently not enough. And yeah,
Is Adele in it?
Adele's in it. Yeah.
Did she make this before she became famous, or she
No,
did it recently?
she did it like a month ago, which is weird. Like, you have enough money. Why are you even doing this? Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, she's in the kitchen cooking, and then the farmer comes with his eggs. But it's on Spotify.
I've been watching this show on Netflix.
Go ahead. You can't even make up the stupid app.
It's called The Boss of Me. No, it's on Netflix.
All right.
It's about this. It's a former radio host who then launches a successful podcast network, and his wife is in love with Bruce Springsteen, and starts following him around. And it gets dark.
I like
It's actually dark. It spirals out of control. and it's a love triangle with Bruce Springsteen, the radio host, and the wife.
And does the radio
Good
host...
start. Somebody dies in the last day. I mean, it's long. You have to binge watch it. It's 6 episodes. The last one, something bad happens.
Wow. LeGarrette Blunt dies in the last episode?
No, he died last season.
I would watch the crap out of that. I saw Creed, too. I don't know how much time you have, but I loved it. Loved it.
I've seen it twice.
You
I took
have?
the kids on Saturday.
Loved it.
You know what's great about Creed?
Everything?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was 10 minutes too long. But it
Yeah,
was
maybe
great.
a little longer than that. Yeah.
But I like that our generation now gets to take our kids to a Rocky movie.
Yeah.
It really makes me happy.
It's fun. It
It's
wasn't
like 40
hokey like the
years.
last two. It was
No.
good. Sly wasn't... It was slurring his... Great Sly performance.
Sly was
really good.
like nominatable.
I think so.
No question, right? I had Michael B. Jordan on Monday, and he was saying
He was
how
great,
Sly
too.
went to Copland Sly. Mm-hmm. He like stripped it down.
Yeah.
He didn't do any of
Wasn't
that.
that.
So I feel
The only thing I didn't like was the pound for pound guy. He had a little bit of a gut.
yeah, he was a little out of shape.
It was weird.
I agree with you.
It was weird to have it. He was the guy,
Yeah.
170 pounds and,
I think they cast him, and then he got excited and celebrated for 2 weeks
he
straight.
ate his way out of it.
Yeah, he was a little heavy. But I was thinking about the Rocky series because Spike had a marathon.
Right.
And as usual, these networks, they all screw it up. They always have the end of Rocky 1, and then they show Rocky 2, but it's basically the same ending again. And then it's they just don't cut it so that it's
You have
smooth.
to watch it twice.
But they went from Rocky 4 to Rocky 5. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with throwing out Rocky 5, and I'm also, don't tell Sly, but I'm okay with throwing out Rocky Balboa too. And
That
going
was the one
right
with
from
Tarver?
Rocky,
Yeah.
going right from Rocky 4 to Creed.
Yeah.
Like when we have marathons, first 4 and then Creed.
That's fine. Yeah.
Just toss the other 2 out. It's like Halloween.
I'm with you.
Halloween 1, Halloween 2, go right to H2O. I don't need any other Halloweens.
Right.
Strip them all out for the marathon.
I don't think I'm giving away anything in the movie, but obviously, even if you haven't seen, you'll know that there's a scene where Creed, the kid, is having a little trouble, and Rocky approaches him and is like, I want to stop this. There's no way I'm going to let you die just like I let your father die,
Yeah.
And just once I like to hear the box like, holy shit, you're right. This is eerily similar. Stop this fight.
Yeah, get me out of here.
What are you talking about? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm losing on points and get me out. But
What
great.
about
I loved it.
the actress who played Apollo Creed's wife in Rocky 2, 3, 4 gets just cruelly bumped for Felicia Rashad?
She was, right?
Yeah. Who looked like the
did. I
actress?
saw this side by side because I had to think about it for a second. I was like, no, that's not her.
And then they had the Avon Barksdale cameo in the beginning as
The trainer.
Duke's son. Little known fact, because I didn't notice that till the
Duke's
second
son,
time.
the
I
other
went,
trainer son, right?
Duke, when Apollo died, a part of me died too, but now
Right.
you're the one. That
Yeah,
Duke from the bald black guy from the first
Yeah,
4.
that's right.
So
That was
Avon
Avon.
Barksdale was his son. Mm-hmm. But what I couldn't figure out is he goes to the Philly gym, and his old buddy who has the son, the
Yeah.
Leo or whatever.
Yeah.
Was that old buddy in another Rocky movie? Because he
I don't
didn't look
think so.
familiar.
I don't remember seeing him.
Were you upset that the Sly's son from Rocky Balboa and then Marie, the girl that he
Nowhere.
met?
No, they
Yeah,
could go off.
they smartly got rid
They
of
could be
both of
gone.
those. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to ask you again, like, turn it low if you're going to see the movie. It was a
All
great.
right, so let's just say the podcast is over. If
Yeah.
you've seen Creed, keep
Yeah.
listening. If not, turn us
And
off
go
right
see
now.
it, too. Go
yeah,
see it.
Creed's good.
The only
And
thing,
listen to the Michael B. Jordan podcast I did last week too, because he has some info. All right, go ahead.
the only thing bad about Creed is it inspired me to bet that asshole Klitschko, and he was terrible. He landed less than one punch around, and I can't believe I didn't drag you into that. He was like minus 450, and I put him on a parlay, and he was just. You saw the fight, right? So you tweeted
I watched the last 8 rounds, and it was
so miserable.
as bad as any of the Johnny Ruiz fights.
really, really
But
bad.
compelling though, because Klitschko hasn't lost in
I know, but
10 years. He did 18 straight defenses, but
they were giving Tyson Fury a little too much credit there. I thought a little too much. He didn't do much of anything.
nah, but I thought he controlled the fight.
But so you're just waiting for Klitschko to let go with that hammer right at some point. And Roy Jones, like, he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't know where the counter is going to come from. It's like, well, Fury's taunting him. He's got his hands behind his back half the
know.
fight. Like, the counter is going to come from nowhere.
I do think big boxers
Yeah.
are a lot like centers in the NBA, where they just kind of fossilize. Like Klitschko couldn't throw the punches. The last round, he just started doing this basically.
Yeah, right.
Wait, just flailing.
It's nice to hold when you're up, but when you're down 116, 111,
he couldn't see the angles. What do you think the line was for Adonis Creed versus Ricky Conley? Like minus 1,500 for Conley?
Maybe more.
Minus 2,000?
Yeah, maybe more, because he didn't even look that impressive in his win.
Michael B was good as Creed.
No, I know. No, he was great.
You're saying Conley didn't look good. Yeah,
no, I mean, he didn't. He got knocked around a little in the fight. No, he looked great. And the way they shot the one camera shoot for the fight was probably like a 3-minute. That alone is worth the price of admission, I'd say.
Yeah, there's 3 fight scenes in the movie, and the second fight scene they shot basically in one take. And Michael B said on the pod last week that they rehearsed it for I don't know how many days.
Oh,
but
really?
They rehearsed it almost like a dance scene that's 4 minutes long.
It's phenomenal.
And the camera's coming in and out. It's I had seen it on my iPad when I interviewed him, but I hadn't seen it in the big screen yet. In the big screen, it was amazing. Good. It was really, really great.
So there's one part where I think it's Stallone that taps him on the back of the head to show him how many. Is it Stallone that taps him?
No, I think it was the other guy.
Oh, it's a trainer?
Yeah.
All right, then my thing is...
We'd say it anyway, though. What is it?
No, so the doctor comes in, he's got a big cut, Creed, and he asks him, how many fingers do I have up? And it's 2. And from Creed's perspective, you could see that he can't see anything.
Yeah.
And the trainer taps him on the back of the head twice. And then he does it again with 4 fingers, and he taps him 4 times, and he guesses 2 and 4, and they let him fight. But that's when Rocky goes into his whole thing, like, I can't let you die here.
Right. You think after he tapped him in the head?
I was like, why are you tapping him in the head? Could have the doctor stop it.
The best and biggest reason why that movie was good, other than Jordan and Sly, was the director was really good. I mean, that was a real accomplished, up-and-coming, excellent director who directed that, which normally with sports movies you get, right? It's never somebody that accomplished. But there was real filmmaking in some of those scenes. I think that was one of the reasons I liked it.
Loved it.
My kids loved it. My son was in his seat sparring and fake punching and was like ready to fight after. It was great. It was good to relive through the younger generation.
When they give him the trunks, my son's like, it's going to be the red, white, and blue trunks, Dad. I know it. It's like, that's easy.
It is funny. Like our generation with our kids, like watching the marathons, and our kids know the whole series inside and out now.
Right. Awesome. We did a good job.
Would you have thrown in a Dolph Lundgren cameo or no?
Like, oh.
Like just him ringside,
just smiling when Creed's going down.
No, just like he's just next to Mikhail Prokhorov or somebody.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's the butler for the Creed.
For Mrs. Creed.
Yeah. Kind of like Biff was in Back to the Future. He's waxing the car.
Were you upset that Stallone hadn't called Apollo's
widow
since
that
the
seemed
funeral?
Unnecessary. I thought he may have needed to explain that maybe he felt that fault for it, or maybe he didn't need to explain it.
Did you feel that when he gave away who won the third Creed Balboa fight, that he was being honest, or was he just being nice to
No, I
Apollo's
think he was being
son?
nice. I think he was being nice. And I slowed that down a million times. It looks like Rocky's punch lands there, and I don't think the thing that becomes a painting, a Leroy Neiman painting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's it. It's just that one punch.
I think Apollo had a little more to fight for in that third fight.
Yeah.
Rocky was just coming off another clubber thing. Apollo's a little more fresh.
But here's why I don't think Apollo won. Because Apollo was relentless. He would have kept fighting. He fought. He wouldn't have hung it up. He would have said, I want to fight Rocky. That's it. I just beat him, and I want to beat him for real.
True.
He wasn't ready to retire. He wasn't ready to retire.
You think they just fought a couple rounds and then?
Yeah, I think so.
How do you even have a fight with nobody there and no way to track what time of the round is?
Right. Ding, ding. That's what he said.
Anything to plug?
Jimmy Kimmel Live tonight, Ridiculous 6 special. Adam Sandler, Taylor Lautner, Luke Wilson, Terry Crews, Jorge Garcia, and Rob Schneider all on tonight.
Jorge Garcia's
in the movie. Hurley's in there. Yep. And Full Out Boys to Men. That's our Monday mashup. And watch that. SportsCenter 5-1 last 2 weeks.
Wow.
3-0 this week. 9-3 with my best bets this year. Come on, Simmons.
What's
excellent. Going on? And hit me up at the Cousin Sal on Twitter.
You've won more best bets than the Patriots have lost key players.
Oh, really?
Or no, Patriots. It's about even.
We'll figure it out.
It's about even. Well, congratulations as always. Good
Thank
job by you.
Good job by you, Belly.
Thanks to Simply Safe for sponsoring today's episode. It's the best way to protect your home without writing huge checks or signing long-term contracts with no way out. Don't you want a home security system that provides 24/7 protection for just $14.99 per month? That's less than half what most companies charge. Visit simplysafebill.com and get an exclusive offer for 10% off. Thanks to untuckit.com for sponsoring today's episode and for creating fashionable shirts that are specifically designed to be worn untucked. Go to untuckit.com and learn why GQ called these untucked shirts perfection. Use the promo code BS15 for 15% off all your purchases. That's untuckit.com, promo code BS. And don't forget the Channel 33 podcast. Juliet Littman, Chris Ryan, Andy Greenwald, and I'm even going to be on there this week. Subscribe, iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. Back later this week.
We about this bitch. Anytime y'all want to see me again, rewind this track right here, close your eyes, and picture me rolling.